Hey there, YouTubers. So I've just now uploaded the previous YouTube. I'll show you back behind the scenes what that looks like. Here's my videos showing up, and the one I just did and just uploaded, and I haven't even looked at it yet. Not online. It's called Workshop 1 of 2. And what I tend to do, I might go edit the video and see if I like the thumbnail that they pick. By they, I mean an algorithm. They is often an algorithm. We often impute will where we ought not. I like having Lindsay in the picture. That might be a good one. But does she want to be in the picture? This one looks more like representative of kind of what I do, and that's what's already been picked. And then under advanced, I can say things like when and so forth. So if you're not familiar with YouTube, there's a lot of stuff you don't have to fill out, but you can. I always tell what language. I'm not against closed captioning. And if you tell it what language it is, that gives it a head start. And I always say that it's never been on US TV, because that's true. It's always starting out on YouTube. Now, if someone shows that in the future on TV, that doesn't mean it's not true when I said it was true. Okay, so that's just the basic idea. Now, this new video, I promised I'd finish assembling the so-called skull. It's not meant to scare you to call it that. It's just very white and bone-like and memorable, and it's about the right size. So, there's nothing wrong with studying the skull. It's a beautiful technology. And so I'm putting there's going to be 8 of these twist-in things, and they have a nice, satisfying way of rumbling together or twisting together. So, as I was talking about in the previous video, I think we got it there. One more. So, and then the next trick, of course, as I was talking about in the previous video, there has been some touching upon, like, okay, so Erhard and Fuller got into a kind of a co-appearance on stage situation, which was a synergy, actually. And then there's a lot that I don't even know about, so that's why I paused, because, what part of the story do I actually know? Well, I know that I watch some cable TV, and that a big place where Est shows up, recent television, is in that show The Americans, which I review. I watched most of. I did not watch it all, but I watched that FBI guy go to Est. I forget some of the stuff about it. I know it wasn't entirely realistic how it was staged. Having gone through it so many times, I was often outside security, which meant people who weren't supposed to come in shouldn't come in, right? It's an important position because it means people inside feel safe, right? So, we were in a bus terminal downtown New York City, and a lot of people were just getting off a bus with suitcases, and they were kind of lost, and they needed somebody to help them not walk in on an S training. That would be traumatic, just to put it mildly. I think it could be. I mean, you're just getting off the bus, and suddenly, what's going on, right? But I was going to say The Americans. Let's go there. So this is a pseudo history. It features some American embedded spies, right? And they're scary people. And if you want to look at, like, how America is brainwashed, don't look at your own screenwriters. Don't think that people with a few $100,000 to put memes on Facebook are really making that much of a difference, right? I just searched on Americans, so finding what I'm looking for. Here we go. Fact versus fiction. So I often take the view that we damage ourselves with too much fiction, Not that it's bad in any way to have fiction or fantasy in your life. It's just so much of our TV is devoted to fiction, and then they turn us loose on reality with heads full of fiction. And that's the kind of thing that's going on here. And since I know about what Est was like, since I was actually going through it, and since this was a fictional recreation and has a lot of fake Russian spies and all this stuff, I think this show probably made more of a difference in how people feel about Russians than anything on Facebook, right? But no one ever, I'm not saying it was a bad show either, because I thought it was well done. But nevertheless, right, it's like, give me that much budget and I'll give you a whole different spin. It's like anybody can write fiction, so don't just take it to heart. That's one of the things you get out of this. Some of these Gurdjieff teachers, they say, the problem, there are whole sections of your brain that never learned about skepticism. They never had any defense. They believe what they're told, period. There are whole parts of the brain that just believe anything they hear. And that, whether that's true or not, it's a good story. It helps us remember about gullibility. Okay, so here's what we finish up with. I got my hat under it. So in other words, once you have assembled one of these balls, the next step is to assemble the balls into a bigger arrangement of like 4 balls, or in front of my house even more. And that takes some doing. It takes more actual manipulation and skill building and so on. So it's a workshop kind of activity, and that's where I've had some success testing it. But I'm not saying a lot of opportunities. I'm just saying so far so good. All right. All right. So that kind of finishes out. Oh, the other place that S shows up is in 6 Feet Under, right? No. That's Quakers. Sorry about that. 6 Feet Under, and I haven't finished watching that. Like both Americans and 6 Feet Under, I didn't watch all the seasons because I get into another season, and I don't finish things always. So such is life. There's still time to watch more if I want. All right, guys. Talk to you later.